Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Today, Floyd Mayweather apparently made some statements, or at least in the last 48 hours, about the rift between Freddie Roach and Alex Ariza that right now is taking place in the Manny Pacquiao camp. For those who don't know, Alex Ariza is not there. Freddie Roach is not happy, right? Roach has given an interview where he has suggested that Alex Ariza, quite frankly, is not being professional by not being there for this camp. Floyd Mayweather, in an interview with the press, hinted that we would soon learn some facts, or that some facts might emerge from the camp that might not paint the camp in a favorable light. We'll put it that way. Now let me just get off the grid for just a moment, right? As anyone who has been in a weight room, in a gym, with serious bodybuilders knows, the entire performance-enhancing drug public debate is a sham, right? You now have the emergence of nutritionists like Alex Ariza, like Juan Manuel Marquez's nutritionist, and of course, Marquez, his body looks completely different than it did 2 years ago, right? You have Victor Conte, who served time in prison, now, of course, giving nutrition advice to fighters like Andre Berto. The key here is the phrase performance enhancing drug, right? A lot of things are performance enhancing. The key here, what this entire issue turns on, in my opinion, is the word drug. Let me just say this. Right now, if you were to Google HGH precursor, you're going to find that there are a lot of products on the market right now, a lot of them, that will literally increase your body's ability to produce HGH. The point is this. I'll agree that you're violating the rules if you inject yourself with Winstrol or some injectable steroid. Okay, I'll agree. You're violating the rules, right? Nandrolone, things like that. You're violating the rules. I'm not here suggesting otherwise. But isn't there a gray area? And isn't that gray area where all of these nutritionists are operating? Aren't there ways to naturally increase the testosterone in your body, right? All I'm saying is, isn't your nutritionist earning his or her keep if that nutritionist is able to give you not steroids, not even HGH, but substances that literally enhance your body's ability to produce HGH, right? Isn't that what we're talking about? One such product, and I'm not a paid spokesman, but I'll just tell you, one such product can be found at zlabs.us, right? And what you will see with that product is the product doesn't contain testosterone or HGH. But what the product does is it actually works on glands in your body to help your body produce more HGH, right? I believe only rookies inject steroids today, right? And understand the steroids in the 80s were oil-based, now they're water-based. Now they're passed through your system a lot faster. But even that is amateurish, right? The public doesn't seem able to even tell the difference between a steroid and HGH, right? My point to you is simply, and I know there have been comments made about bodies changing. I just made one earlier in this video. Bodies changing. I know Floyd Mayweather mentioned another fighter and claimed that his head's gotten bigger and stuff like that. Is that even proof of the use of performance-enhancing drugs? Right? Understand, the gray area is so big and the science is moving so fast that a nutritionist doesn't have to give you the cream or the clear to increase the HGH in your body. And these fighters are already doing things to put themselves in really almost unnatural shape and unnatural level of physical fitness. They're jumping rope, they're, running track, they're doing road work, they're lifting weights. I mean, understand, boxing today is a far cry from where it was in Jack Johnson's day, right? So, if a nutrition expert like Victor Conti has figured out, and he's open about this, has figured out that zinc supplementation, right? And zinc is a supplement. That zinc supplementation, when mixed with magnesium in a product he calls ZMA. By the way, this isn't even private information. This is online, right? You can buy ZMA. If Victor Conti figures out that zinc supplementation can actually raise the testosterone in your body, and if he has given this substance to his fighters openly, right? Just do a search for Victor Conti, zinc deficiency, boxing on Google. You might uncover the name of a current contender, right? If he's giving minerals to athletes and those minerals are increasing the athlete's testosterone, my question to you is that illegal? Right? And if it is legal, and if that increased testosterone helps his client, right, recover from injuries, build lean muscle while making weight, right? Some of these substances will even help you accelerate your metabolism, right? If Victor Conti is giving his client nutritional supplements that increase testosterone, 1, is that illegal? 2, isn't Victor Conti a valuable member of the team? Especially given that many of these athletes, and we're seeing this right now on 24/7, Mayweather Cotto, many of these athletes are carefully monitoring their diets, every calorie they take, right? Athletes are on such a rigid nutritional regimen that they even know exactly how much weight they need to cut to make weight. Some of these athletes, the day they make weight, gain 8 to 20 pounds. I believe Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. recently gained something like 20 pounds after a weigh-in or close to it, right? And so as you think about all the acrimony between fighters in the limelight, just understand that the entire issue of whether or not a fighter is taking a performance-enhancing drug literally might be antiquated, because the issue of what is a drug isn't that clear. Let me just say this too. In baseball, this is part of the public record. You didn't have to inject the cream or the clear. You could actually drop it under your tongue. So you have a situation where Gary Sheffield, a former baseball player, actually has admitted to taking the cream and the clear, right? And by the way, Gary had a great year, but Gary admitted to taking the cream and the clear and then made the claim that he'd never taken a steroid, because steroids are things that you inject yourself with, and he didn't inject himself with these substances. Well, all I'm saying is it's a don't ask, don't tell situation. If you hire a nutritionist and that nutritionist gives you a bottle, right, and you just hear that the bottle contains vitamins, minerals, supplements that help you recover from injuries. Because keep in mind, these fighters, they don't want to know all the facts, right? You just want to get what the President of the United States calls, and I'm not talking about just Obama, I'm talking about, this is literally presidential policy, plausible deniability, right? You want plausible deniability. So if I have a nutritionist and that nutritionist gives me a bottle, and that bottle has, substances from zlab.us, ZMA, just Google all of the stuff I'm saying, ZMA, right? Zinc and magnesium supplementation, HGH precursors, right? My point to you is, you may well see your body lose body fat, gain energy, gain muscle, while at the same time technically not be taking a performance-enhancing drug. In fact, isn't that what is going on in boxing right now? I mean, I have no sympathy for the guys who are injecting themselves with steroids, right? And keep in mind, that's also part of boxing history, right? Tommy Morrison has admitted to injecting himself with steroids, and that was back in the 1990s, right? Those guys are clearly over the line. But what about the guy who's taking ZMA, right? What about the guy who's taking, third or fourth generation HGH releaser from zlabs.us? What about the guy who's taking biotin and drugs like that to cut water, right? I mean, all I'm saying is these supplements have come an awfully long way. And the supplements themselves, these HGH precursors, don't contain HGH. So if I'm taking HGH precursors, and I know weightlifters know what I'm talking about, right? Stacks and all this other stuff. If I'm taking HGH precursors and they don't contain HGH, what they do is work with my pituitary gland and some other glands to have my body produce the HGH. Then couldn't I be taking that substance, increasing the HGH in my body, while at the same time be able to say, truthfully, with a straight face, that I haven't taken HGH? Think about it. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments for me here online. Visit us at gamblersadvisory.com. And all I can say is, if you're shocked by what your Google search or Bing search pulls up when you put in the words HGH precursor, then all I can say is you'll be surprised when you put in other search terms like testosterone booster, throw in the word natural, you'll be surprised what that drags up. And just think about if you were involved in a business where literally, if you close this deal, if you win this fight against this champion, that might be worth millions of dollars to you. Ask yourself, would you hire an expert in HGH precursors for your camp, especially if the HGH would be produced by your body? Let me hear from you. Visit us at gamblersadvisory.com. Thanks for watching.